can't do nothing. I don't know what's going on. All I know is my side of the story. I can't tell no other story. I'm innocent. And Mama, I love you. P.O.P. All the time. Right, these all good pimp squad, baby, for life.
Hey, all right. Now, you've just stumbled into a lone angler unhooked, and with me tonight is my good buddy, Doug Glimmerveen from Smackdown Outdoors Podcast. Doug, how you doing, bud?
Hello, everybody. What's going on? Thank you for having me on, sir. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we let's just pull the curtain of truth over and say we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm going to start a GoFundMe for like a $5 cord. Because apparently I need a new TRRS or TSS or I don't know. Somebody send me $10 so I can go buy a new cord that hooks my phone into my box.
The layman's term is auxiliary cable.
Something like that. Yeah, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was weird. I took it out and reversed it, and then it's like, oh yeah, that works. What? It's the same on both ends. I don't know.
Yeah, it was super. That was super weird. And
yeah.
You know what though? To be honest, man, I mean, it's not like we don't know what we're doing, but sometimes the electrical gnomes that come crawling out of the walls just all of a sudden start fucking with your stuff, and you have no idea.
Oh, Tuesday, about 2 hours before my live stream, all of a sudden my camera switcher, which is basically the same thing as that little capture card that I used to use, but I can plug multiple cameras in it.
Right.
And then that allows my computer to see my cameras and use them as webcams. That thing was goofy. My computer wouldn't recognize it. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Right. So I had to like turn everything off, unplug some things, let it sit that 60 seconds. Basically, the IT guy goes, well, unplug it for 60 seconds and plug it back in and see if it works. I basically did that. And then it worked. So I don't know. And it worked today. It worked yesterday, so I don't get it.
I know,
trolls, man. And gnomes.
The whole unplug it for 60 seconds. It's like it's the dumbest thing in the world, but it's like a power move. Like, oh, hold on a second, I got to reset my router, which sounds like some sort of advanced move, right? And you just literally count to 15, plug it back in, and it resets itself. But you know the golden rule when it comes to electronics: when in doubt, hit reset.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, it used to be. I think the 60-second thing is that some machines take 60 seconds to
power down,
completely power down.
Yeah,
where there's no moving electrons in that system, and then you can restart it. If you don't, then there's still electricity moving through it, maybe, and then it might just continue on the problem. But I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, electricity sucks, and the more complicated you get. The worse the tech problems become.
Yeah, how many miles of cords and cable do you think you have down there in the old dojo?
I wouldn't say miles, but I've got. Let me see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 things plugged in to a power strip, but there's also 11, 12, 12 more things that are, 12 total things down here that are plugged in somehow, some way. Yeah.
All right. So 12, let's just take an average. So let's just say, on average 7 feet. So approximately 84 feet of some sort of cord and cable.
Yeah, about that.
That's pretty wild. So you hear that, kids, you want to start a podcast and they say, dude, just record it on your phone. And then you really get into it. And the next thing you know, you've got that.
Well, I'm an extreme example. I don't
know if it would be extreme. I mean, it's not out of the ordinary.
But I'm not a podcast. I mean, I am, but I'm not. I also live stream. If it was just a podcast, I would have my computer, I would have the Zoom L8 soundboard, and I would have microphones. But
true.
But I live stream, so I've got 3 lights. I've got 2 cameras, gonna be 4 at some point. Well, technically I have 3 because I can hook my phone up to that camera switcher. So
right, but
I'll
you
have 4
started
cameras.
out. You started out as a podcaster.
Yeah.
You know,
Which,
that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
these roads can fork and get slippery.
if you want them to.
Yeah. Speaking of Twitch,
Trust me. There's so many days that I wish I was like you and Dale, where I just did audio only, and I would have a board and a couple mics and call it a day.
just simple one cell amoebas with a microphone.
Right. But no, I've got 2 different softwares I run. Like I said, 4 cameras, a laptop, plus a monitor, plus stands, plus a completely different soundboard that not just records sound and stuff, but it also routes audio all over your computer. And I had to get a freaking dock so I could plug more things into my computer because my computer's only got so many inputs, and then lighting, and then computer programs that put it out on the internet, and all. Yeah, it's a giant pain. And microphones.
Well, I mean, truth be told, there's I have moments where I'm like, maybe I should start down the same road as Doug, and maybe fire up a Twitch channel. I mean, I have a Twitch account. And, I've thought about it, but at the same time, I start thinking about where can I chisel out time. And when I start thinking about chiseling out time, that kind of tells me, do I really want to do it? Because if I really wanted to do it, I wouldn't have to sit and think about where to chisel in the time. I would just do it. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Well, this is how bad it's gotten. The other day, I was sitting there, and I'm like, I don't know when I have time to do things. So what I did is I went into my calendar and I started scheduling everything. So Monday through Friday from 5 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I put in work. That's what I've got going on, my actual 9 to 5 job. Well, 5 to 2 job, whatever.
Right.
And then it's like, okay, so on Monday, what do I do Monday? Okay, right now I don't really have anything scheduled, so I'll leave that open. But then Tuesday, I get home and I start working on the everything for the Tuesday night show. So I'm like, okay, so from 3 o'clock till 9 o'clock, it's, the live stream. Just everything that I need to do to live stream, including research and this and that. And then Wednesday, okay, what do I typically do Wednesdays? Put that in there. And then Thursdays. And then it's like, okay, so I need to start doing this. Like I'm starting to replay my Tuesdays show either on Friday night or Saturday night, at 9 o'clock at night, just for people who might not have seen it.
Right.
So now I've got that in my calendar on, I think, Wednesdays or Thursdays. Edit and schedule that to play again on whatever day that is. And then making graphics. Monday, I make graphics, and then I schedule the podcast for Tuesday. So I'm actually going through my schedule, my calendar, and literally scheduling everything out.
Wow.
So then because I've got so many different things that I'm doing. Plus, just every, normal life shit. It's like Sundays, 5 o'clock until 9 o'clock, nothing. That way I actually get 4 hours to be at home, have nothing going on, sit up, have dinner with the wife, watch TV, whatever it is. But that's once again, if I was just doing an audio version, it wouldn't be that big of a deal.
Right.
Couple hours, record it, edit it, upload it, schedule it, done.
Yep, that's what I do.
Right. And now, because I'm ultra dumb, I'm now I'm starting it every other week. Friday nights, 8 o'clock, only on YouTube. I'm going to start doing a separate hour-long live stream just called Happy Hour.
Yep.
And it's just going to be literally, hey, just come, watch, hang out, talk, no guests to start. I might have somebody join me, but it's just me and the viewers hanging out, talking. If it's a half hour, it's a half hour. If it's an hour, it's an hour. If it's 2 hours, it's 2 hours, whatever. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Just something new. So now I'm adding that. But I've got to schedule that. So that's another thing. Schedule that. And I'm also asking people, what topics do you want to talk about this week? So I have to schedule it and then put out a post on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Right.
hey, everybody, what do you want to talk about this week? This is what I'm thinking, but what else do you guys want to talk about this week? So because I'm not busy enough, let's add another live stream.
Well, yeah, I mean, no, you know what, though? I all jokes aside, I mean, I admire the drive, the entrepreneurial. I can't even talk tonight. You know what I'm saying?
No, that was a good word.
The spirit of it all. Like I said, I'd like the Lone Angler to be as big as it can be, and I know I have to put in my effort. And right now, I'm happy with what I'm doing right now. Is there things I could do? Sure. I just, I'm just kind of the slow and steady wins the race type of deal. And I know this is going to come up tonight, and I may have, I probably did, but I don't care about, me deactivating my Facebook. And I know what you're going to say. Dude, you're losing, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I have said it 1,000 times on here. You can find the Lone Angler on Instagram. And I just got to look at it like, yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of a loss possibly in number of views and whatnot. But, I mean, if you like the show, if you like what I do, you'll go over there and you'll be able to find me there. That's the way I kind of look at it.
As long as you take the amount of effort you put into Facebook and add that to what you put into Instagram, no problem. There are a lot of people that only are on one thing, whether it's Facebook or they're on YouTube or they're on Instagram or they're on LinkedIn. I mean, there's a lot of people that are only on one thing.
Right.
It's just when I would have probably wound it down.
Right.
Let people know, hey, I'm leaving Facebook. Come find us on Instagram and just every other day. Hey, everybody, I'm just a reminder. Just put up a reminder every day. Just as a reminder.
I kind of did that a little bit. I did on the last few episodes. Well, here and there. Like, I'll probably be leaving Facebook here pretty soon. I didn't make like this big official thing because I'm Patrick,
Yeah.
But, and just how my brain works and how I like to live my life is, I just, when it comes to the digital life, I struggle with spreading out across all these different platforms. And I feel like I'm, I don't know, just spread too thin. And I'd rather I'm good at just concentrating on a couple things when it comes to that type of deal. So that was my decision. I had some people message me. They're like, oh my God, why'd you leave? Or another buddy was, why are you at war with Facebook again and this and that? And I was like, yeah, I know. I've jumped off of it before. I've taken breaks from it, but this time it's a permanent deal. I said, I'm not at war. I don't get anything from it anymore. I was on there for 14 years. 14 years. Like, I signed up for it when you had to have a college email address.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tired of it. It's just, gone.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, whatever. And just stop sending me stuff on Messenger because I can't reply.
You are the only dude.
It is so weird. Like, it shows up. It goes, this person can no longer blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Just text me. Don't send me stuff on Messenger because it's infuriating me. I know, that I can't reply.
What? You got to be patient with me because it's such a muscle memory habit thing.
It's like, why did he send me this? Text it to me, dummy. I can't reply. So then I got to go out of that, and then I got to go over to the text message and then reply.
Yeah, and then earlier in the day I sent you a TikTok. Were you able to watch that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I can watch it.
You can read my messages. You just can't reply.
Right.
That's so weird, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd go see what it says exactly, but I don't want to touch my phone.
What did you do to our friendship on Facebook? Being that
I killed it.
But I can't go back on there to look. You might have unfollowed me, or you might have said, you know what, fuck that guy. I'm not going to.
unfollow you because you don't exist on Facebook.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever.
There you go. More technical difficulties.
I hate Facebook Messenger anyway.
I do.
Like, I wish there was an option to where if I've got your phone number and I text you, I can delete you off a Messenger.
Well, you can.
No, because then that deletes you off of the friends list too, doesn't it?
I mean, yeah, but...
Yeah.
I mean, eventually I'll be getting rid of Messenger too.
Yeah, well, get rid of it now.
You know, I'm
start texting people.
I'm just like, hey, man, hey, you know, I mean, if you want to talk to me, you probably get my number.
Right.
You know, or send me a message on Instagram.
Just send your number to the last 10 people you talk to on Messenger. Because those are the most people. That's like the top 10 people you talk to the most frequently. Everybody else will end up finding you on Instagram or some other way.
We're gonna have to shave that number to about 3.
Whatever. Anyway, so it doesn't matter. So just delete your Messenger, get it over with, and anybody who wants to talk to you can find you on Instagram or contact somebody that has your phone number. Don't contact me, people. I won't give it to you because I don't give out other people's phone numbers without their okay.
Yeah, that's why we're BFFs, dude.
Yeah.
You know, celebrities just looking out for each other.
Who's this celebrity?
It was a stretch, man.
Are we
We're celebrities in our own mind, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, no, I'm just curious because I hate celebrities to no end. I think they're all losers. Like every single one of them is a loser in some form or fashion. You know, when you get, right. But are we technically celebrities?
No.
In the fishing world?
No.
Like in the Minnesota fishing scene. Are we celebrities? No.
Maybe on your block. Maybe I kind of am at work with like 2 people that I know of that always come up to me and like, oh my God, hey dude, I listened to this and I saw you on that. But other than that, I know. I don't.
Yeah, because I don't want to be.
We're known.
Classified as,
we have a lot of friends and people know who we are, but
do we have a lot of friends or do we just have a lot of people that know who we are?
Probably a lot of people know who we are because I think if I
had friends, I would have already gotten like 4 phone calls to go fishing this weekend, and I've gotten 0. So I think my friends list is short.
So you determine friends by invites people who want to go fishing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh. Well, what else do friends do? We invite each other to go fishing.
Well, I mean,
and of course, there's people probably going, "Well, did you call anybody and ask them if they want to go fishing?" No, because I don't have time on my calendar to do that.
And
I already told you.
And now they know all about your schedule.
Right.
So they're like, well, fuck it. I'm not going to call him. There's no way I can get on that calendar.
Well, my weekends are open. I leave Saturday and Sunday. I leave Saturday and Sunday until 5:00 on Sunday open. So I'm good on Saturdays and Sundays. And most, Friday afternoon and evenings, mostly. Every other week I do the happy hour. But the happy hour, here's the cool thing about the happy hour, is that I can do that from anywhere.
Right.
Because I use StreamYard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I technically just could use YouTube, but I like the StreamYard app. Well, not app, website, whatever.
Well, you're used to it. You're familiar with it.
Yeah. So I could, even if I just went YouTube, I could just do YouTube, but I didn't even think about that. But, I can still do that from anywhere. So if I go somewhere, if I go to Lake of the Woods or wherever, and I get a cell signal or Wi-Fi signal, I can still live stream on Friday nights, so every other Friday. So even if I got that going on, that's no big deal. And then if I'm out somewhere, if I come up there, hang out with you, and it's a Friday night, and I got a happy hour scheduled, guess what? Patrick's on the show because he's in the same room as me. So
bingo.
Right.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know. The celebrity thing, probably not. But
good. I don't want to be known as a celebrity.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known as that because that's weird.
It is weird. I don't know. I could have had people take pictures of me in the wild. I'm not sure. Some sort of makeshift paparazzi. They'd have to. I only go like 4 places. My apartment, work, the gym, and Target.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Well, that's 3 more than Howard Stern right now.
I just gave out all of my locations. What's up with him?
He's hit up. At least I don't know if it's still this way, but for a while he was just hit up in his house. He wouldn't leave because of the whole Corona thing. He was scared of that so bad he just wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
And then he was like running his mouth about other people, and it's like, what, dude? You're hiding in your basement. Calm down.
Wow.
So,
hey, I don't
know.
Speaking of streaming, we were talking about streaming earlier.
Yep.
I come across this TikTok video, and I think I'm going to start watching some Twitch more often. Apparently, there's a game where you play with Wikipedia, and people are streaming this thing. So you've got 30 seconds. You're given a word, and then you have to find this other word or other object through Wikipedia links and pages, and you have 30 seconds to do it. So I can't remember what the guy started with. It might have been like, let's say the St. Louis Arch. I don't know if that wasn't it, but just as an example.
Yeah, whatever.
And he had to, in 30 seconds, get to Master Chief's Wikipedia page through links in the text of Wikipedia.
But you said the St. Louis Arch, though.
That's where you start.
Oh, you start at the St. Louis Arch and you have to end up in Master Chief?
That's where his task was to end up with a Master Chief's Wikipedia page from Halo.
Oh, they're just playing 6 Degrees of Separation from Kevin Bacon.
Kind of, but through Wikipedia, and they're given a starting thing and an ending thing.
Oh, okay.
And it was super interesting to watch this guy do this. And, he's clicking, he's reading, he's clicking. He's like, man, if I can find a Pepsi link, because that leads to Mountain Dew to Game Fuel, bam, there he was, Master Chief. So you got to kind of find that one thing that's going to get you down the road,
That seems like people that are way too bored.
I don't know. I think it's a cool mental exercise. I'd rather do that than do theoretical math. That's a good mental exercise.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd much rather research something I'm into than try to find Master Chief through the St. Louis Arch.
Hey, man.
On Wikipedia.
Well, that's not the only thing you got to do.
It's probably getting him views, though. So good on him.
Yeah, and that's the only video I've seen of it. I want to do a little bit more research and see how complicated and how challenging that could be. I don't know. It just sounds kind of weird. I like weird shit, man. You know that.
All right. So in the fishing world, you start out. That'd be too easy, though, almost.
Right.
Because there's so much crossover. The thing is because you could sit here and go, okay, so take Hardy's Bait Shop on Medicine Lake and connect that to Kevin Van Dam. Well, you could go from Hardy's Bait Shop, who's fished Medicine Lake, and probably find Seth Feider, and Seth Feider has fished the Elite Series, fishing the Elite Series, and so is Kevin Van Dam.
Right.
So fishing will be tough, unless the problem is if you're doing it, you're doing it in that 30 seconds, it's the pressure of having to do it in 30 seconds, which seems like not a lot of time. And once you're doing it, it's really a short amount of time.
Well, yeah, that's the whole consensus of 30 seconds. That's the challenge. That's what makes the game. If you had all fucking day to do it, then of course it wouldn't be a problem. But, like that bait shop, Medicine Lake, what was it, Hardy's?
Yep.
You read through there, and if he's got a Wikipedia page, you read through there, and here's the word bass, and it's a link. You click that. Okay, now we're into bass. Okay, we're down that road now.
Right.
Or like you said, Seth Feider. It would be kind of interesting. It would be interesting.
Have you ever looked up to see if you have a Wikipedia page?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Have you?
I've done it. No, I don't have one. I'm not a celebrity.
See, okay, that will be, that's the what do you call it?
Now we're gonna get some assholes that'll make us Wikipedia page. If you do it out there, make up the most ridiculous shit you've ever heard of in your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't be offensive. Just make up ridiculous stuff. I mean,
that's a challenge in itself without offending somebody.
Just it's like, the places that he was like born, put some place that I was born here in Minnesota, Fridley, Minnesota. There, go complete opposite, whatever that is. Just go wild with it and have fun. Just don't offend anybody. Don't get me kicked off the internet.
Yeah.
So. If you do it, tell me about it. I
think that's the benchmark right there. If you were wondering if you're a celebrity, look to see if you have a Wikipedia page.
Right.
I think that's the benchmark.
Yeah, I don't think I do.
No, I don't either. I've only been to Wikipedia a few times. I don't know.
I don't trust it for any information because anybody can go in there and change it. That's the problem with Wikipedia.
Well, it's not only a problem. I mean, there's also some good entertainment value in there if you know what you're looking for.
Oh God, yeah. It's what did they have? Was it Joe Rogan and Bert Kreischer? Were they brothers, or was it somebody else? Oh no, it wasn't Bert Kreischer. It was the other one on Bert's podcast.
Oh, Tom Segura.
I think it was Tom Segura, and they had him and Joe Rogan as brothers or something. It was hilarious.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Let's see. Search. Okay, so search Wikipedia. Let's put in Lone Angler. I got Lone Ranger.
Yeah.
Search for pages containing Lone Angler. What pops up? Do you mean Love Angel?
Hey, start with that. There we go.
The page Lone Angler does not exist. Should we start you one?
No.
How do you start a Wikipedia page? I suppose you need an account.
Probably.
All right. Let's look up Smackdown. Well, all sorts of wrestling stuff.
There you go.
Outdoors. Anything for me? Oh, I don't exist.
Damn.
Darn it.
Okay, then it's safe to go out into public again, Doug.
Well, hold on. I got to look up my name first. Watch, my dad'll pop up. Been to jail 48 times. I'm kidding. My dad's never been to jail. That he would admit to. Who knows? Nope. Nope. Yeah. I'm not in Wikipedia, apparently. Nope. Not at all. But wait a minute. My last name was. Who are these people?
23andMe. Here it comes.
Let's see.
You ever done that, man?
Dutch. No, but I want to.
Do you? You want to give up your DNA?
Dude, they've already got everything.
I know.
It doesn't matter to me.
I know.
No, just a bunch of people over in Netherlands, and the one guy that lives here with the last name that is not part of my family, John. Even though my grandpa's name is John. The dude's like a racer or something like that. He lives here in like Georgia.
Huh.
It's weird. Yeah.
Well, that's
interesting. Yeah, there's only 12 or 13 Glimmerveens in America.
Well, so. If there was a war on names, I would win.
Olsen?
Yeah.
John Thompson or Johnson. I think Johnson might.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm talking a war of names between you and I.
Oh,
because I would assume that Smith or Jones or White would probably outdo any of the Johnsons or Nelsons, Olsons.
Maybe.
Probably.
Well, the most popular last name in America is Smith.
There you go.
Followed by Johnson, Miller, Jones, Williams, and Anderson. So.
Scandinavian blood.
What is the rarest last name? Tuffin? What? Tuffin, Bombardo, Duckstein, Swarovski. What? How many of these people are there?
Tuffin.
Tuffin. Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay. This is fake news. Fake news.
Oh God.
Well, here's the thing. How many people? There's only 12 or 13. Well, let's count it up. My grandpa, my mom, my dad, me, my wife, my brother. Both my sisters were remarried, or were married, so no longer Glimmerveens.
Right.
So it's only me and my brother, blah, blah, blah. We got my uncle, my aunt, my
your
cousin,
sisters would still have that on their birth certificate.
It's not their name anymore, though. Birth certificate doesn't matter. It's not their legal name.
True.
Yeah. So you got grandpa, dad, mom, me, my brother. Okay, there's 5. Uncle, aunt, cousin, his wife, their kid. That's 10.
Yep.
And then there's that other guy. So 11. 11 of us in the country.
Yeah.
And they're saying that Atonal actually is number 1. Atonal has 40 people. Number of individuals with surname Atonal is 40.
Where did this name come from?
I don't know. Let's see. Origin unknown for sure, but most likely Mexico.
No. Number 1 for what? Most common?
No, most uncommon name.
Oh, most uncommon.
The 10 rarest last names in the United States as of June 17th, 2021. I'm going to contact these guys. It's rarest.org. And I'm going to tell them that that's BS.
Well,
we were all born here.
Right, except for the Georgia racer guy.
Yeah, except for that guy. So counting him, that's 11.
Which you don't know, he might have a son. Or 2 sons.
I don't know.
So that
you would have to have a lot of people to make up the extra 30.
Oh, I thought you said 13.
No, there's only 11 Glimmerveens that I know of in the country, and this number 1 has 40. Number of individuals with surname is 40.
Well, 11 that you know of, I wouldn't constitute as fake news.
I can't find any other Glimmerveens in America. I've tried to.
Try again.
I've tried and tried and tried. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Who knows? They could have yeeted. They could have left. They could have moved to Canada.
Yeah, right.
Wow, what a shit show going on up there, huh? That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you've pissed off the people, and right. The people said, you know what? We're going to shut down your city, and
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And here's the thing. The people are winning because in not Ottawa, but Ontario, I think it was Ontario, finally said, okay, we're lifting the mask mandates. Because the big thing was that truckers going throughout Canada from all these different provinces or states for us dumb, Americans, you couldn't go to another province. You couldn't go to another state if you weren't vaccinated and this and that, and
right.
blah, 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 blah.
Right.
So they couldn't, bring things across the country. Well, truckers said, all right, guess what we're going to do? We're going to go to the nation's capital and shut it down. We're literally going to fill the streets with semis. And, so Ottawa finally said, okay, no more mandates. And now we're just waiting for, or is it Quebec? I can't remember which one it is. Yeah. One of them said, okay, fine. And there's wherever Trudeau lives and runs the place from, they're still holding on.
I think that's Ottawa.
Yeah, they're called. Yeah, man, that might be. I don't know, but they're calling these truckers and people terrorists. They're literally confiscating gasoline. The government is.
Wow.
People are. They're going around confiscating gas cans from people because people are bringing gas to these truckers. So they're confiscating gasoline.
Damn.
So they can't keep the trucks going. They're trying to get tow companies to come and tow trucks away. And the tow companies have all said, "No, we're good. Thank you very much."
I don't want in on that mess.
Well, they're all saying that they've all got COVID.
Perfect.
Sorry. Everybody in our shop's got COVID. So, I mean, the people have basically said, you know what? Enough is enough. We need to move on. We need to, get back to normal and live our lives. We'll take our chances. and you got a few people in that don't live in a normal setting. They all live in their glass houses, and they think that they're just going to push around people. Well, people are finally said, hey, no, remember, you work for us. So
yeah. Pretty wild, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is.
But hey, I'll tell you what, it's exactly what needed to be done if they wanted to change it, and they're doing it, as far as I've been able to find out, pretty peacefully.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
you get a group of thousands of people together, and there's always going to be a little bit of mayhem.
Right. I mean, no matter what it's for, you could have a bake sale,
ice skating, ice capades or whatever. Some shit's going to go down.
Dude, there's fights. There's fights about. It seems it's been actually kind of crazy lately. But there's been like a fight once a month at Disney World in the Magic Kingdom. The last one was right in front of the freaking castle.
That's badass fight location, man.
Right. Fight Club, Disney World style. So it doesn't matter where you're at or what the group of people are. There's always going to be a couple of dingbats in there that are cause a little chaos.
Right.
But I mean, it's basically a peaceful protest. Yeah. And what's hilarious is that these people, they were honking their horns, right? The truckers were. So what the government did is they put a ban, it's like a 7 or 10 day ban on honking your horn in the city limits.
Oh, Jesus.
That's when you've lost. When you have to ban people from honking their horns.
Right. When you got to get that petty.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just stop. Okay, yeah. Trudeau, just stop. Let people live their lives.
Yeah.
We all know that you're working for somebody else.
Yeah.
We all know it. Just like our dum-dum in office right now.
Oh, we're not going to go down that road.
I'm just saying, it's not them. It's the heads, or the so-called heads of these two countries aren't actually the ones that are doing it. Otherwise, they'd go, all right, screw it.
Yeah, Yeah, we all know the rabbit holes. For sure. So, but
anyway.
You mentioned Disney earlier. I'm kind of mad at them.
Oh. Okay, here's the deal. I'm not caught up on the last couple episodes.
Oh, I quit watching it.
Oh God, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, The Mandalorian so far, I saw the episode where he comes back. Spoiler alert, folks. If you haven't caught up to at least then, I'm
Tough
sorry.
Shit.
But you should have known it because I knew it 2 weeks before it even came out. That episode was literally 95% The Mandalorian. So you knew that they were like, okay, we're going to have to save this at some point. So let's bring him back. So now I didn't see it quite as dismal as you did, especially when they were telling both of the stories about how he, basically walked his ass out of the Sarlacc, and then, found the sand people and blah, blah, blah. And then,
which was super awesome.
Sarlacc, I should say. Yeah. So the old, the flashback, that's what I would have just done, is just the flashback and 100%. Not even had the new thing. Just have, because that's pretty much what it was anyway.
Yep. The Stranger Things Scooter Kid gang and the tattoo shop. That was the start of my downhill slide. And, little disclaimer here, I might have built it up in my head because, I have a bunch of Boba Fett shit here that I've had for many, many years. I've always been a big fan of the Fett. And maybe I built it up a little bit too much in my head. And I already had it pictured and everything was going great. And then feels like the rug was pulled out from underneath me, Yeah. I
mean, I don't know. I know they're talking about season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Well, and I just saw an official announcement for Obi-Wan Kenobi, May 25th.
Yes. Yeah, that'll be interesting because that's up completely separate from The Mandalorian and, the Boba Fett thing and all that stuff.
We'll see.
They're going to keep that separate. And I think that's only supposed to be one season.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So, which is how they really should kind of do these things anyway. The Mandalorian, I think they'll be able to keep going on a little bit, maybe.
Yeah,
but
because
they still could have ended it after one season,
right?
Which I wouldn't be mad about. I wouldn't have been mad about it. Or wait, no. The end of season 2 is when they handed over the kid. So when they ended that could have been the end of the story. I would have been happy. I'm hoping and praying. The Book of Boba Fett, okay, whatever. At this point, this can be one and done. Don't care. The Mandalorian, please, for the love of God, don't mess up season 3. Either make it epic and have us begging for a season 4, or end it at the last episode. Make a good season, whatever it is, and be done with it and move on.
Right. You know, the other thing, and this is just me, but I'm kind of getting tired of the, hey, remember this character, and we're going to introduce this old character to the new audience shit.
There's one reason that you're saying this. It's because you've been alive long enough to live through the entire thing.
Like I appreciate it a little bit, but man, holy shit! Like really? Like,
well, the thing is that they have a whole new generation of children.
I understand that
20-something and less, 20 years old and less, we'll say, whatever, that have never seen any of the movies. They've only seen the new 3 of them, so they had to go back and actually watch the old stuff. And then all the Clone Wars, all the cartoons, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, which takes a long freaking time to catch up if you didn't watch it when it comes out. Trust me, I know this. But they've got a whole new generation. So now and they've got the Galaxy's Edge, Batuu in the parks. So now they have to keep it going. So they have to bring back these old characters and tell their story, because it's easy to do it because they've already got a character. They've already got, and they all have backstories. Now they just have to put them on screen.
Well, I'll admit, I'm a little fucking jaded. I'm a little jaded. I am older. I have seen, I know a lot of the movie characters and even the creatures and all that kind of shit. My cousin's a big fan, and we were talking about my bitterness towards this and that, and he said, he goes, the one thing that's bothering him, it doesn't bother him, but he noticed, like, with the Book of Boba Fett, in other Star Wars movies and shows, like even The Mandalorian, there's a lot more space travel. And it kind of hit me like, yeah, maybe that's why I'm not really enjoying this, because everything is happening on Tatooine. Where even in The Mandalorian, he'd take off and he'd go to this ice, he'd go to Hoth, or he'd go to some other planet, and you were like, holy shit, this is going to be exciting. I'm going to see a planet I've never seen before.
Yeah.
I think that's part of my distaste for it too, but the show that I'm super into, and I just got done watching right before I called you, was it's on HBO Max. It's Peacemaker show.
Oh, see, I don't get HBO Max, and here's the deal: I don't watch a lot of TV.
I know you
I don't watch a lot of shows. Like I watch, the Mandalorian. I watch the Book of Boba Fett. There's a couple of shows if I'm not doing anything else, like Ghosts on CBS. It's on Thursday nights.
Okay,
at like 8 or something. It's actually pretty cool. It's a funny show. What happened? The story of it is this husband and wife. She gets inherited this old mansion out in the middle of nowhere, and there's ghosts that live there. Every ghost that's there died on the property.
I've heard about this.
They move in, whatever. They're going to turn it into a bed and breakfast. Well, they don't see these ghosts at first. Well, she falls, trips, hits her head. Now she can see the ghosts. She can talk to them. They can talk to her, but the husband can't. And it's pretty funny because you're getting all these people throughout the entire timeline of this mansion being around, including the gal that her and her husband built it, Vikings that were on the property before that house was even built. There's this Viking dude that died there before. Oh yeah, he's hilarious. But you've got this Boy Scout troop leader that's got an arrow sticking through his neck because that's how he died.
Right. You
got like this dude that's from like the 80s or whatever it is, 80s, early 90s. He's got a suit coat on with a shirt and a tie. He's like a kind of one of them stocky, stockbroker looking dudes, but he's got no pants on. And I don't think that they've ever said how he died. So we don't know why he doesn't have pants.
You can put a few theories together, I'm sure.
Yeah, right. And there's like 8 or 9 main ghosts, and then there's a basement full of people who had like leprosy or something.
Oh shit.
So every once in a while they'll make an appearance. But it's a really funny show. It's really original. So I don't watch a lot of shows, but like that's one of the shows I do watch if I'm not doing anything else.
I've heard of that show.
It's hilarious. It's literally hilarious. And it's original. It's not something that's been done to death like most shows these days.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's really cool. That's probably why I like that What We Do in the Shadows. Even though it was filmed like The Office, but it was like all original stuff, like vampires in modern day times.
That was very, very funny. I think I watched I don't think I've seen the shows, but I've seen the film they had, the movie.
Okay. Yeah, again, I think I watched that on HBO Max. That's the streaming one to have, my guy. But no, Peacemaker is pretty awesome. You know, he's not to get in a DC versus Marvel war, because at the end of the day they're all action heroes or whatever, comic book people, but he was in that second Suicide Squad movie. It's John Cena.
Oh, I didn't see the second Suicide Squad movie because it didn't look very good. And then when the reviews came out, and typically I'm kind of 50-50 on reviews.
Yeah, I am too.
Like I don't know what Rotten Tomatoes said, but when I look at Rotten Tomatoes, I always look at the audience. I don't look at the critics, because the critics are full of shit. They gave Dave Chappelle's special a 0. I mean, it's so they're,
just like
feelings.
Every movie critic has given Adam Sandler like horrible reviews, and it's like, but the public absolutely loves it because they know it's an Adam Sandler movie.
Exactly. So, although he hasn't had many good ones lately, but it's one of those things. It's like, I just kind of go, well, what do real people say? So, yeah, the Suicide Squad, the second one, I was like, pass. After I saw people actually talking about it, I'm like, no.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing too. When you're reading about this, and just like Star Wars, and I always hated those people, like the super nerds, that just pick apart every minor little thing and whatnot, that always hate everything that everybody does because they're such fans of the comics. Those guys are bullshit too. They're just as bad as movie critic. But
they're worse because they think they own it. They think that they are owed something from being such a fan.
Right.
And it's like, no, just sit back, enjoy it for that 2 hours, and then move on with your life.
Right. But that second Suicide Squad movie, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It had a whole group of new characters with weird shit that they can do. It was a very interesting storyline. I mean, I thought it was cool. But one thing that I have discovered in my TV adventuring is John Cena is an awesome actor. And not because he plays these deep intellectual... The guy is hilarious, man. As Peacemaker, I mean, this Peacemaker show is like Deadpool turned up a couple of notches. Yeah, it's not like sit down with the family and watch Peacemaker. Very deceptive name. But my daughter was like, when I was down in Tennessee staying with her for that week, she's like, Dad, you got to watch this movie called Playing with Fire. And I'm like, all right. So we find it on the streaming down there, and it stars John Cena. And I was like, okay, he's going to be the big muscle guy, whatever. I absolutely loved it. It was hilarious. The guy is hilarious.
Was that the one where he was like taking care of a kid or something like that?
No, they're wildfire.
Yep.
It was hilarious. And the other thing about this Peacemaker show is I grew up in this era of music, but Peacemaker, the character himself, like, the only music he listens to is 80s hair metal. So you get to hear like Motley Crue, Kicks, Pretty Boy Floyd, Faster Pussycat, Hanaway Rocks. I mean, like, what? And all this, like, and I have like a nostalgic attachment to this show just based on the soundtrack.
That's the number one reason Guardians of the Galaxy made it.
Mm-hmm. Well,
was the yacht rock. That soundtrack is so badass. It's not even funny.
Well, guess who the writer is for Peacemaker? Was
it the same one?
James Gunn.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
We were in Barnes and Noble about, I don't know, 2 months ago, whatever it was, me and the wife, and I'm walking around and I look over and I'm like, oh, they got records. Cool. And I go, wait a minute. They've got the Guardians of the Galaxy, 2 different versions, like, the basic version and then like a deluxe version.
Mm-hmm.
They had it on vinyl. I was so close to buying it, and I never listen to any of my records as it is, but I'm like, I want it because that soundtrack is so good. Every song on there just takes you back to, it makes you happy. Mm-hmm. It's like, give me a white frickin' sport coat, bro, and I'll roll them sleeves up, sit back with a Mick Golden light, and just rock on, dude.
I was sitting here, I was watching like the second episode of Peacemaker, and he I don't know, he breaks into this apartment or something like that, and he's looking for something that he needs, and he's going through and he decides he's looking through her vinyl collection, and the first record on the front is Pretty Boy Floyd, which if you're into 80s hair metal, they weren't like, they didn't ever got super big.
Right.
Like,
I don't even know what song they made. What song was it? Their big one.
I think the album was called Leather Boys with Electric Toys.
Jesus Christ.
But
what?
They had a song on there, the classic 80s ballad, I Want to Be With You, which I think I heard that in there. And then later on in the show, he's like sitting in his trailer and he's got a Faster Pussycat shirt on. And again, another 80s band that was popular, but it wasn't like stadium sellout stuff.
Right. Not Metallica or
Motley Crue. None of that. Yeah. So, same thing. I just sit back and I'm like, man, this is so cool. So cool. And also, his sidekick in there, Vigilante, he's unreal. The guy is insane. It's worth the watch, that's for sure. And then
what I'll do is I'll end up downloading it off of like Netflix and watching it in the fish house at some point.
Well, it's only on HBO.
Oh, well, then I'll never see it.
Right.
Fuck off, HBO.
Well, you come up, do a little fishing, HBO. Man. Well, I'll introduce you.
Yeah.
And then the other flick that I took in last weekend was I finally watched it was Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Okay, here's the thing.
Oh boy.
Nobody is ever allowed for the rest of time to make another Ghostbusters movie.
Thank you.
It 125% needs to end there. I don't want to see those kids grow up and busting ghosts.
Nope.
I don't want to see an alternate reality Ghostbusters.
Can I get a man?
End that franchise right then and there, because that was literally the most perfect ending to a saga, a story, a tale that you could have ever done. Period.
Amen.
Be done with it. It was perfect. That movie, the movie wasn't awesome. Perfect, but it was damn near perfect, and it was done well. End it, be over it, and the fact that they made that stupid movie a couple of years ago was a joke in itself, but actually there was a lot of reasons because that it did fail.
Yeah.
Behind the scenes stuff with the director and blah 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 blah.
J.J. Abrams.
That movie,
It was J.J. Abrams.
No, not the. No.
Didn't he direct the all-female cast one?
No. There was. Oh God, I can't remember who he was. Can't remember what his name is, but no, it wasn't J.J. Abrams that did that, the all-female cast. No, it was some other guy who just he had no business doing that movie. It was horrible. I didn't even see it. I didn't need to. But no, dude, that movie was so good.
I know, and you know what?
So good.
I blundered. I rented it for $5.99, and I could.
You didn't see it in the movie?
No,
in the theater?
No, and I could have bought it for $15. I screwed up.
You screwed up by not going to see it in the theater.
Nah,
seriously,
it's Bemidji, dude. It's not that great.
It doesn't matter. It's still a bigger screen with better sound.
Yeah,
that movie definitely at some point, if it's still there or comes back at some point or whatever, it's worth $20 to go see it once. It is. God, that was awesome.
I'm going to debate with you on sound because I watched it with my AirPods Pro.
No,
and then I put it on the noise canceling and the. If I turn my head and stuff. Oh, dude, it was beautiful.
Yeah, but that's not movie theater.
It was surround sound inside my skull.
I don't care. That's still not a movie theater.
Yeah, it's Bemidji, though.
Movie theater screens aren't fucking 4K resolution. It's still projected.
I know.
So it's not crystal perfect, absolute perfect resolution like a TV screen. We just bought a brand new TV, and the thing is absolutely perfect. It's not that. But it's the fact that it's 40 feet by 25 feet or whatever it is, and you got big giant speakers and just encapsulating this entire room. It's the experience of being in that big ass.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I'm sure it would be a better experience, but at the same time, Bemidji Theater. I'll wait for a little bit yet.
Oh Jesus!
Then it's 40 below zero.
Dude, you already had COVID. You can't get it again yet.
Oh, I'm not even talking about COVID, dude.
You got another month.
I'm not even talking about COVID.
Oh, no. Whatever.
No.
So are the seats sticky as the floors? Is that what you mean?
It needs help. Even though they built brand new one like several years ago, it's gotten its use.
Well, put it like this: when you go down to Tennessee. Or Tennessee, right? Mm-hmm. I can't remember if that. Yep. Okay, Tennessee. I can never remember if it's that or Kentucky. When you go down to Tennessee, if it's still in the movie theaters, go see it.
You know what?
And I think I would say Ellen is probably. Now you would know her better than I would, but I think she's probably old enough to go see it.
Well, she'll be 9 here in 3 days.
Yeah, I don't think she'd be too freaked out by it. Because it's the monsters in it or the ghosts in it aren't that bad.
No, they're not too bad.
I mean, maybe the dogs might get her or whatever those monsters are at the very end, but she should be okay.
Maybe. Well, I don't know because I tried introducing her to Harry Potter in the scene where Voldemort is sucking the blood of a unicorn. She won't watch that shit anymore.
Well, yeah, but that's a unicorn.
That's
a good creature that dude is sucking blood out of. Okay, we're not having these. That's completely different. We're just talking like some scary looking big dogs and basically that are ghosts.
Yeah, I would like to. And that's one thing I do miss in Kentucky, and I don't know if they're still operational. But when I was living there, they also had dollar theaters. So like they would get the movies after they did the theater run. Yeah. So that you could go literally see them for $1 or $1.50.
And the last one of those we had around my area was over by Brookdale Mall in Brooklyn Center, and that was the very first movie theater I ever went to. It was the Brookdale 10, and that's where I saw Jurassic Park.
Cool.
When that thing came out. But yeah, that movie theater's gone, and it's a big flat piece of land now.
Interesting. But yeah, I would agree with you 100%. Ghostbusters Afterlife, they could be done. It was beautiful. It was nostalgic. It was a new story. It was great. It was perfect, man.
And even the kids in that movie were pretty damn good actors.
They were, and
like they all played their parts to a T.
And it
was great.
That little girl that played the granddaughter. Mm-hmm. She even kind of looked like she could have been related to him.
Yeah, they did a good job at casting.
Yeah. It was awesome. Yep. Are you excited for Rob Zombie's Monsters?
I had no idea about that.
Yeah, and it's not going to be a typical Rob Zombie horror flick. He's just a super huge fan of the Monsters, and it's going to be the Monsters.
Really?
It's going to be funny. It's not going to be like this, like, oh my God, this is far. No.
The House of a Thousand Corpses.
It's not. He loves that the Munsters and the franchise so much that he doesn't want to do any crazy shit with it.
See, I think I trust him.
Oh, he's a good director and writer.
Yeah, I think I trust him enough to do that well. I think he realizes the magnification of the Munsters, and if he messes it up, people are going to absolutely hate him.
Well, yeah, and the thing of it is, here's the big disclaimer. He's probably one of the largest and biggest Munsters fan in the world. Or so he projects anyway. And, he's just not that kind of guy to just project shit. Like, he's well known throughout the universe as being a huge Munsters fan. I mean, he's got a song called Dragula. That was out years ago, right? Well, guess what? That was Grandpa Munster's car. Yeah. So, yeah. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm kind of looking forward to that one, but I don't know. Hey, here's something that you might be interested in. Maybe, or you'll just laugh at me, but my buddy at work, Alex, he's a sports nut, and he's a big, FanDuel, DraftKings. I think it's just DraftKings. He's always, what football season's done, he's doing lineups for basketball and all this shit, right? And he's not a big bettor, $3-5, that kind of stuff. I was joking around one day. We're sitting at the office. I was like, "Hey man, there is a fantasy bass fishing league." He's like, "No shit." I'm like, "Yeah." I pulled it up, and he looks at me and he goes, "You wanna?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we formed a team name, and we got our picks in. And the first tournament's going down right now. Not right now, but this weekend on the St. Johns River.
I am actually competing in that. The Rich Lindgren Hellabass.
Okay,
he's Hellabass on YouTube.
Yep.
He's been on my show.
Yep.
Make Fish Famous a couple times or whatever. When I was doing that. But he does that every year.
So you and Rich have a team?
Well, no, he's got his own team, I guess.
Okay.
But we go in, we make our picks, and we just join his team or his club or whatever it is. Okay. And then each week, I guess he's got some giveaways or something to the top winners or something like that.
All right.
So here's what I'm doing. I'm making this super simple on myself, and I'm not putting any time or effort into it.
Okay.
And if I end up winning at all, I'm gonna just laugh my way, and I can proudly stand up and boast and go, "Ha ha, you guys all suck." I'm literally picking when I pick whatever because the odds aren't really odds. It's how the percentage that person has been chosen out of that group.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
So at the time that I picked my team, I picked 2 weeks ago. I take the lowest guy out of every pool or bag or whatever they call it. I'm just taking the lowest guy.
Okay.
The absolutely lowest taken person. So I don't ever plan on doing well. But if by chance that I do win a week or something, I can go, well, yeah.
Interesting. Well, we are Pickle Rick is our team name on there. Nice. You got to pick an angler in your A group, B, C, and D. Yep. And I'm familiar with most of the names, especially in the A group and whatnot. And I kind of played in that. My strategy was that local, not so much to the St. Johns River, but some well-known names from Alabama, South Carolina, maybe a Florida guy here and there. Or, and then my buddy Alex, who doesn't know any of this stuff, is like, "Oh, I've heard that guy's name." I'm like, "Yeah, but he's a northern angler, He's up. I think he picked out. God, was it Ike Kennelly? I think.
Yeah, but Seth Feider's a northern angler, and he won Angler of the Year last year.
Right. I understand that. But I was just telling him. I said, northern angler, or no, it wasn't a northern angler. He was like, "Oh, pick that guy. He's from Japan." I was like, "Awesome angler, but here's the deal." And a lot of those guys, like Japan bass fishing, very technical, light line, finesse type. That's what they do. And I want to save that guy for a tournament that's a little bit more north or west, where you get a lot more of that finesse stuff. Not saying that they can't do well in that, the swampland. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Their angling technique of specialty is usually a pretty good indicator. So that was kind of our strategy. I've never done it before. I've known about it for years. That, what the hell? Let's do it. It was fun. It was free.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I just saw Rich's stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'll do it this year, because I was sitting around doing nothing at that moment. So I'm like, sure, I'll sign up and I'll do it. So, after signing up for the bass thing and picking the teams and then going over to his thing and signing blah, 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 I'm like, all right. So now it's like, okay, my thing is I'm picking the lowest rated person or the lowest taken person or whatever out of every group or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's my strategy. I'm sticking to it. I don't care. There's way too many people that literally know everything about every angler.
Right.
For me to go, all right, I'm going to do some research. No, I'm just going to go, hey, who's the least taken person? Cool, I'm going to pick him. I'm taking that last kid. I'll take that kid over there. And hey, let's go do our thing. And if it doesn't turn out, guess what? It doesn't matter.
Right. Well, the other cool part is they got like a tiebreaker weight.
Yeah.
So, I picked like 54 pounds, 54 pounds, 12 ounces. Yeah. Some of these dudes, I looked on the deal, and some of these guys were posting like 87, 90. And I'm like, man, maybe I'm not thinking correctly here.
Well, that's another thing. I don't know. Like, I'm not going to take my time and look up every tournament that I possibly can on that body of water to see what the top bag would be, or the average bag would be, and then take it times 4.
Right.
Or whatever. Like, I'm not going to do that shit. So it's like, 15 pounds a day sounds good to me. Whatever it was. I don't even know.
I calculated just off the top of my head, or like somewhere between 18 and 21 pounds. I'll just go like 54, which is around 18 pounds, but that's like a 3-pound average.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a solid guess. And I know Florida can host some giants, but they've also had some rather unusual weather patterns going on and all kinds of shit. So I don't know.
Right.
We'll see. But some of these guys were calling out 72 pounds, 90 pounds. I'm like, holy shit. And at the same time, is it spawn season in Florida?
Well, I mean, if you think just down south fish are bigger, I mean,
well,
4 pounders, 20 pounds a day times 4, it's 80 pounds. I think
February might be pre-spawn.
Well, they kind of spawn all the time down there. It's like there's almost always spawning fish down there.
Right, but like what I've read over the years on it, it's around February is pre-spawn spawn.
Like the majority of them, yeah.
Yeah, pre-spawn, like mid-February to March or something like that. Whatever.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah, I mean, the same thing kind of happens up here sometimes with panfish,
Mm-hmm.
Crappies will spawn twice, bluegills will too.
Right. I mean, I don't know. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see how bad I do. I already, on one of Rich's live streams, I think it was he did one where he was just talking about the rules and how to do it and stuff. He typically starts pretty late, like 8:30, and I go to bed at 9 or whatever it was. But so I checked in and was talking about it a little bit, and I told everybody, I go, hey, look, I'm just picking the lowest ranked guy every time around. I know this is a bad strategy, but let's go. and of course he looks at it and he reads it and he goes, yeah, that is a bad strategy, but hey, whatever. You never know. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's whatever. I mean, we're not playing for money. If there was money on the line, A, I wouldn't do it, or B, if I did it, I'd put a little more time into it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, which is why I don't do fantasy football, because there's way too much time involved in that crap.
Well, see, now I've been playing that with my family for, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years, something like that, maybe even 7. And it's just just on Yahoo, I think we all pitch in like $5. That's it.
Yeah.
And
well, it's just a little fun thing there.
I won our league this year.
Nice.
But I also got to give a little shout out to like my buddy Alex, who fucking lives for that stuff. And Crafty is a freak, man. He's on like 5 different leagues. Some of them are
you're getting help from other people while the rest of your poor family doesn't even.
Oh no!
Probably doesn't even know who they pick.
No. My sister and her husband are sports freaks too.
Okay.
They are tough competitors. The rest of them cannon fodder. So I'm really playing against my sister and my brother-in-law. But hey, play to your strengths.
Hey, yeah, whatever.
And actually, I did my draft. And then I showed those guys, and they're like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I don't watch football. It's like, no, I'm too busy doing other shit like this, Well,
the tough part about the fantasy sports these days is COVID.
Well, it was, yeah. Yeah,
because it's like you have this killer freaking team, and then it's like every week, all of a sudden, one of the guys is out because of COVID.
I had it happen.
Like, oh, well, Jesus Christ!
Games get moved around, all kinds.
Yeah, exactly.
It was fucking wild, man. It was wild. But but yeah.
So okay, speaking of Star Wars,
yeah,
because we're on an Unhooked, we can talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what we've been doing. Right.
Have you looked at the Star Cruiser Hotel down at Disney World?
I haven't looked. I was reading about it before it opened up, and I read about the lightsaber drama.
Drama.
Oh, it was like
which drama?
Well, that if you got a room there, you could get one of the retractable ones. It was like $6,000. That's what I was saying. I read about the drama.
Yeah.
And that was the last I heard about it.
Okay, so it opens in I think in like March 1st or something, right?
Yeah,
something like that. It's March. Okay, so
it's still $6,000 a night or some crazy shit, isn't it?
It's okay. It's a 2-night, and they're calling it a cruise. So I'll refer to it as a cruise. You don't go anywhere. It's a building, but whatever. So you go into this lobby. And then you get onto a transport vehicle, shuttle or whatever, which shuttles you up to the Halcyon, which is the Star Cruiser. Yeah. And it's 265 years old, blah, blah, blah. So you're on the 265th anniversary of this thing's being around, whatever. And so it's 2 nights. So you get on it, you spend a night, spend a day, spend a night, you get off. Okay. Nobody's getting retractable lightsabers because those aren't even a real thing.
Yeah.
No, there's one of them in existence, and nobody knows for sure if it actually retracts.
Right.
If it goes back down. It goes up and lights up, but nobody has been able to show it. It's never been shown to actually really come back into the handle. So those things will never exist, which is the most ridiculous thing on the face of the planet. If we can put a man on the moon, if we can have Starlink giving us internet signals from anywhere in the world now, if we can do this, what we're doing right now, you're telling me you can't build a retractable lightsabers with a couple of slap bracelets from 1992?
If YouTubers can make a plasma-based lightsaber.
A real lightsaber, yeah.
You can't tell me you can't make a fucking toy?
Right, exactly. So anyway, but that aside, so don't expect that to ever happen, ever. Right. Unless you buy a custom one that some dude in his basement's building them and charging you $1,000. Buy it. Perfect.
Someday.
If they had a real working, if they actually had the thing real and working, I'd buy one, $500, no problem.
Oh yeah,
I spent $200 on one that you can take the blade off and on by twisting it off and on. It doesn't, and it lights up. Whatever. I bought a $200 flashlight, glow stick actually. Okay, so back to the cruise. So I've heard the itinerary. They're charging, it's like a minimum of like $5,000.
Yep.
There's upgrades, and that's with up to 4 people, I think, in a room, little room. You get to go to Batu, which is in Hollywood Studios. That's the Disney Galaxy's Edge, for those of you, where you can ride the couple rides and blah, 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 blah. I've seen the lightsaber training. You're in a room full of smoke and lights shoot out of a wall and you move your lightsaber in front of it. And that's how you score points. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Oh, there's videos of this shit. Google, YouTube it. YouTube lightsaber training. It's horrible. And the problem is that they've got God, I can't remember what his name is. It was one of the execs at Disney doing it, and he's all like, he doesn't play any sports in his life. He can't because he moves like right. But anyway, so here's the thing: after seeing all this shit about it, after reading about it, after watching the videos and all this stuff, this is an absolute criminal extortion move by Disney to charge $5,000 plus for this. Basically 1 day of Star Wars, because the first day you get on there, the itinerary is basically a bunch of just hangout time. There's dinner and there's some little things here and there. The second day, lightsaber training. You can learn how to play sabacc. Not actual sabacc, but Disney's version of sabacc. So they've changed they've changed the rules to make it easier, so anybody can learn it very fast. If you can count, you can play. But it looks absolutely ridiculous.
That's a bummer.
Lame. It looks lame as shit. And I'm a diehard Star Wars fan. When I heard about this thing, I was like, "Are you kidding me? Before I die, I will do this." Because you are part of the story. You get to interact. Things might happen, blah, 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 blah. And they put out, and you can find it, they put out a promotional video with some gal that, I don't know, one of the designers of it or whatever. And then the kid from, was it Malcolm in the Middle? No. Oh, who the hell is that kid? Oh, he's one of the ABC. Oh no, it was the Goldbergs, the kid from the Goldbergs.
Oh, I can picture him. I have no idea.
Yeah, the young kid, Adam Goldberg, the young kid with the glasses, and the big teeth and shit. And the acting job he did was so horrible that Disney got so much flack and so many downvotes on YouTube and everything, they took the video down.
Oh, shit. For real?
They took it down.
Dang.
And I've seen it because, of course, when something comes out, people download it immediately. There's people that download it, screen record it immediately. Yeah. They get copies of it. So bad. He's so excited about everything. And the problem is he's not a kid. He's like 25.
Right.
He just looks young. But they took that one down. And then there was a video that they sent to everybody that had scheduled a trip. And there was this gal popped up, and it looks like it was filmed in the 80s. Like that was the look of the thing, grainy and shit. And this purple gal in was it like an Australian accent or some shit, some weird fucking accent. She's talking about the experience and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, this shit is so lame. She's got like a freaking iPad where the little hologram of the ship pops up. She's talking about it. Lame as shit. This whole thing is ridiculous. It is an absolute crime that they're charging people $5,000.
It sounds like an expensive dumpster fire.
You can't even it's not even an open bar. What? You can't even. No, you got to pay for alcohol. You get free drink. You get free food. I mean, they're treating it like a cruise, where on a cruise ship you get free food all you want, anytime you want. There's always a buffet somewhere on a cruise ship. There's always free food, or there's free sodas, drink, stuff like that. But you either pay per drink or pay a package where you can get unlimited drinks or whatever. Or, there's different drink packages. A cruise ship like people are comparing this to a Disney cruise, which I've been on a Disney cruise, and trust me, if you are an adult and you want to have a great time, a Disney cruise, don't worry about kids. They're gone half the day anyway. You won't see them. It's a phenomenal experience. An actual Disney cruise is a phenomenal experience.
Really? I've never been on a cruise, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, it's clean. There's so much entertainment. It's ridiculous. They've got their own private island they go to for a full day where there's all sorts of stuff to do there, or there's different excursions. Like, we went fishing when we were on the island. You know, we went off fishing for a few hours.
This wasn't Epstein Island, was it?
No. No. But you could see it from there. No. But no, it was a great time. And people are comparing like a 7-day cruise where you actually are on a cruise ship going around like on the ocean is cheaper or just about the same expense depending on which room you stay in on an actual
which
cruise
package
ship.
you get. Yeah.
Right. But for 7 days compared to or 7 nights or 6 nights or whatever it is, a week, compared to 2 nights, which is basically, like I said, a day and a half. Because the third day you get up, you get a breakfast, and then you get off the quote unquote ship and go back to Earth.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not even like half a day or you get up and there's like a morning something. No, it's like get up, get some food, and get the fuck out. So you're getting a day and a half to experience Star Wars and be part of Star Wars. And it's not even really Star Wars, but it is, I guess. So a day and a half, $5,000, or 7 days where they're taking you to different islands. You can go off, you can do things, you can excursion, you can see shows, you can eat all the food you want. You can, have, all this stuff on a typical cruise.
Wow. Phenomenal
time. Yeah. Comparing the two, and it's cheaper and or just as much for that long cruise as it is for a 2 day. It's a complete ripoff. A complete ripoff.
You think 6 months it'll be half price, and then another 6 months will be quarter of the price?
I think in 3 years they're going to turn it into just a Star Wars hotel.
Yeah.
Where you're not on a ship anymore, or they might still act like it, but it's going to turn into just a normal hotel type of thing. And it'll be,
wow.
It'll still be expensive, but it won't be $5,000 for 2 nights expensive.
Right. Well, and I knew it was expensive, and I knew there was some disappointments, and then I haven't come across any articles about it since. So, that's good information.
It's funny because you can go and you can put the ship into hyperdrive or
Lightspeed.
Lightspeed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, all you do is you just push a couple buttons on this cheap-ass looking board, basically. It's horrible looking. I've seen the videos, where he's in the bridge, and, all these buttons just light up, blink, 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 and there's, you hit a couple buttons, and then you push a lever, and just all the windows, quote-unquote windows, are just TV screens in the whole place, because you're in space. You can't see out to the real world. Hmm. So the building itself actually it's just a big box. There's nothing special about the building other than the front entrance and the front entrance is like a Hilton. It's no big deal. It's ridiculous.
Wow.
So
damn.
You push this lever forward, and then all of a sudden on the screen it looks like you're going into light speed, but
wow.
It's not like the building's gonna move.
Dude, even the entrance, I'm sitting here thinking about, I'm like, it'd almost be worth $5,000 if the only way to get into it would be to jump into the Sarlacc pit.
Right.
How cool would that be?
And then the hallways are basic.
Yeah.
It's not like you watch a movie where you think you're on the Death Star or nothing. No, they're pretty basic hallways.
They didn't even do that?
No, they're just basically white with some, funny looking doors, kind of. Not even crazy looking door. It's all basic ass shit. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I think halfway through it, the build of it, they ran out of a bunch of money or decided not to spend as much money because they weren't sure because of COVID, and they cut a bunch of costs. Or halfway through it, what they did is they finally realized, yeah, this is not going to be good. So let's not go too crazy because we're going to end up turning this into a hotel.
You know what? I would say,
and then we'll kind of remodel it a little bit to give it some extra flair, and then go from there.
I think your option 3 there was probably correct because one, Disney running out of money, that ain't a thing. No,
they made $2 billion. They netted. I just saw a thing the other day. During the first quarter, they profited $2 billion. The parks did.
Right
now, that's all the theme parks now. There's
right
4 or 5 or 6 of them or whatever it is. But yeah. So if you're a Star Wars fan and you're planning on doing this, don't. I'm begging you, don't do it. I want to. This hurts me. This hurts me right here to say this.
What you're feeling right now is how I feel about the Boba Fett series, and that's like $7 a month.
No. This hurts me to say this, but I want this to fail. I want this to fail. I want this to flop so hard that they've got, when the videos start coming out, and here's the key. The first month, do not pay attention to any video unless it is a normal person that said and can prove that they paid for the trip, because there's going to be a ton of fucking people that they're going to put on these ships the first week. They're all freebies. And guess what? They've all got to come back with a great review. Otherwise, they're going to get their credit card's going to have $5,000 bill on it. Bingo. So yeah. If you're curious, the first 2 days, WDW on YouTube, and he's got a podcast. It's Tom Corliss, WDW News, WDWNT, I think it is. They absolutely rip on Disney when they mess up. They paid for these two. They're going 2 days in a row. First 2 days, they paid for it themselves. I mean, they've been doing this a long time. It's their business, is what they do, so they can. It's all a business thing. But they're paying for it, so I cannot wait to see what they have to say.
It's gonna be interesting.
They get into it with Disney. Disney knows who these people are. Disney has publicly talked shit about them. Called them all sorts of names and things, because they'll break some story and Disney will go, that's not true. And then other people go, well, what about these pictures here that you put out over there? All of a sudden yeah, I've never wanted anything Star Wars to fail so hard as I do this.
Yeah. No, that's a good eye opener.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, since we're on the subject, and I don't know if it's just because of the Boba Fett thing or whatnot, but I'm starting to get a little bit like, man, Disney, I mean, was this a good idea? I don't know. Not to split hairs or nothing, but the last episode I seen of the Book of Boba Fett, there's a droid in there, BD-1, and he pops up, and of course, now all of a sudden we've got cute droids that everybody fucking falls in love with. I don't understand that. Marketing. But I'm looking at this droid. If you look him up, BD-1.
Yeah.
Are they kit bashing on that droid? It's got the same head as Wall-E from Pixar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, what? What are we doing here? We kit bashing? Is that what we're doing now?
Wait, was that the one, the little one?
He's a little
the little tiny one where they were
he hops around.
Were they at the gal's little work place where Mandalorian came in and stuff?
Yep.
Yeah, him.
It's fucking Wall-E's head, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. You could also say it was also Johnny Five's head.
Yeah, exactly.
All short
exactly
circuit.
My point.
But here's the thing, though. You can only make so many damn droids so many different ways. I mean, you got to make them look industrial, and there's only so many shapes.
Yeah, but how about unrecognizable?
I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm splitting hairs. I understand that. But at the same time, Wall-E, one of my favorite Pixar movies, I'm sitting there and I haven't even thought about Wall-E in years, right?
maybe
First
it was
thing that comes to mind, I'm like, oh, they're fucking using Wally's head. That's lazy.
Well, it could have been a nod to Wally. Who knows? Disney does a lot of that stuff.
I don't like that kind of shit
in their movies. Yeah. Well, you know that in every Pixar movie, there's a Pizza Planet. The Toyota's in there, right?
Right. I understand that, but that's within that universe. Like, I'm not. I don't want to see this meshing all of a sudden.
Okay.
Oh, there's a droid. It looks like fucking Mickey Mouse.
What about Indiana Jones, where there's R2-D2 or C-3PO in that movie?
You know what? I never noticed it until a couple of years ago when it was pointed out on the internet and kind of.
So are you mad? Are you mad about that?
No, I'm not mad about that.
Okay, then you can't get mad about him making a droid that's somewhat.
Why can't I be mad about it? Because it was blatantly obvious.
That somewhat looks like another droid in a different.
I can be mad about the blatantly obvious. You know, I mean, I'm just saying. Come on, man.
I saw Johnny 5. I didn't see Short Circuit. Or
that
Wally.
Is Short Circuit.
Wally in it. Yeah. No, when I saw it, I was like, oh, it kind of looks like Short Circuit, Johnny 5.
Yeah, Wally and Johnny 5 kind of do sort of look alike, but this to me was like, quick, we need a cute droid so we can make toys. Throw Wally's head on these fucking legs. Let's call it a day. All right, cool. Moving on.
They probably won't even make toys out of that one, though.
You watch.
I doubt it. If they do, it'll be like one little toy. Maybe if he makes like another appearance, you'll see a toy. If there are multiple appearances, you'll see toys. If it's just once, you won't see a toy.
maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah.
Well, the little helper guys, they reminded me of what the hell was it?
Those are just battle droids, stupid battle droids from the freaking Clone Wars. That's how they acted anyway.
Yeah, but they looked like a is it Clank? It's a video game.
I don't know.
Yeah. Either way, but I'm I just wanted to bring up the Wally thing. It bothered me. See, these are the hills that I want to die on. Yeah, of all the shit going on in the world, Russia's about ready to just light up the Ukraine, and here I'm concerned about fucking Wally entering the Star Wars universe. Hey,
not even. Well, here's you want to know what you want to. I'm sitting there watching this, right, and I take like real life shit out of it. They're standing there. They finish building that new rocket ship thing, whatever. Space plane, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And fighter there. Or that's not, I don't know. Anyway, they're finished building it.
It was a starfighter.
Yeah, they're finished building it, and he's walking around it, touching it and everything, like he had never seen it before. Like he just showed up to the showroom, and he's like dragging his hand across it and looking down the lines. And it's like, you just helped her build this thing. You had your hands on that. You did that earlier.
Yeah.
And then he paid for the ship, right?
Yeah.
He paid her for it.
Mm-hmm.
He had to get her permission to go fly the thing?
That's odd.
Because she says, hey, he's like, you better, she tells him, hey, go take it for a test spin. And he goes, can I? Bitch, you paid for the ship.
That is true. That's a good detail. I didn't pick up on that, man.
Yeah, you paid her for it, and she wouldn't. You wanted your money back, which she didn't give it back because she said, "Hey, at least test it out before I, and then if you don't like it, yeah, whatever."
Right.
I'm like 100%. I'm 99% sure he did not get his money back.
Right.
Before, because then, like, as she was waiting for her little droids to go get his money, he ends up walking in, and they end up working on this thing. And how long did they take to work on this thing?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would like to know. It was like it was built in a day. Come on now.
No.
Right? I don't know. They didn't. It would have been nice if they'd have had a little, it took this long.
Right.
Because Lord knows that would have taken a month with only two of them.
Yeah, I remember when he took it out, I literally kind of threw the remote, not at the TV, but on the floor. I was like, "You could be fucking kidding me!" Well, now we're gonna take it on the pod racing track. Whoa! All right, another flashback. Awesome.
Well, I thought that's what it was when it was first unveiled. I'm like, is that a pod racer?
Well, here's the thing, and in when Anakin built his pod racer, he used those engines for the front of his pod racer. from that starfighter.
Right. Yeah.
That's where I recognize that right away. But then when he takes it out for a test run, I'm like, oh, really? We're gonna show everybody the fucking pod racing track again? Come on.
Yeah, but most people don't recognize it.
Right.
Because remember, you have that younger crowd that probably hasn't even seen those 3 awful movies.
And it's also on Tatooine, and it's also in the city there, or just on the outside of it. I get that part of it, but I was still like, of all places, you're going to take it on the pod racing track? Come on.
Well, of course you are, because it's supposed to be able to handle it. If it doesn't handle it, well, A, he's going to die, but B, he'll know whether or not it's good.
The coolest part about that whole thing is we went up into space, and I was like, oh, thank God, we're off that fucking planet.
Yeah.
And then he gets pulled over. Like,
I know,
what?
right?
What? I've never seen that before. Like,
but that was funny when he's like, yeah, I'm out of here, and just gone. And the guy's like, what?
Right. Man.
Here's the thing. We had this conversation, I think, season 1 of The Mandalorian. And I'm like, dude, just calm down. It's a story. Let them tell it. And if you don't like it, who cares? It is what it is.
Yeah.
There'll be good parts. There'll be bad parts.
Yeah.
Even in The Mandalorian, there's dumb parts. I sit there and I go, what? Come on.
Yeah, but man,
calm your shit.
This has been like, I'm waiting for something good.
Well, wait till season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Where he goes.
The other part of me is like, I don't like leaving things undone. So there's a chance that I go ahead and like, well, let's see what fresh hell awaits me on this episode and fire it up. I mean, at the end of the day,
give it a couple weeks.
At the end of the day, I have to be an adult and go, you know what, dude? It's just a fucking TV show. You still have to get up, go to work. You still have to fucking go to the gym. You still have to eat right.
Right.
Your mental health can take the dent. I'll just say that.
Dude, every time I watch a movie that's got guns or bows or anything like that, or fishing or hunting, anything I'm into, or podcasting, I'll sit down, be watching a show, my wife's there, and if it's anything that I'm into, and I look at it, I just turn to my wife, and she looks at me, and she's like, don't. And I'm like, I'm just going to be quiet and watch.
Right. Well,
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Speaking of podcasting, now the one kid in there, his name is Podcast. His nickname is Podcast in Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah. That dude is my buddy.
And I've also heard like some digs in other movies about podcasting. Oh, you're going to start a podcast?
Well, I think that's because it's so popular.
Right. And it's fairly simple to do.
Yeah.
Fairly. In the beginning.
I mean, the joke is, and I even use that joke sometimes.
Right.
Somebody talking to somebody, blah, 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 and they'll have an opinion on something so hard. And I'm like, why don't you start a podcast and talk about it? Because I don't care.
Right. I mean, but that's a joke, that's a dig amongst the podcasters. But like when you start hearing it in movies, like they're making fun of it and shit, they're making fun of it, like not even on movies, like on fucking radio stations. Well, the radio stations might be a little bit of a jealous flavor to that dig.
Oh yeah, they're just butthurt because they're getting their ratings are dropping losing like a rock.
Yeah. I mean, I'll continue to do this until Classic Patrick, till like, you know what? I've been doing this for 14 years. I think I'm done. I don't know. That's usually how I end up doing things.
No,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's, podcasting isn't going anywhere. Here's the thing that we need. The thing right now, and we're not going to get into the whole situation, but as podcasters, anybody else listening to this that has a podcast or is thinking of starting one or is going to start one, we need to make sure that we can do everything that we can to keep this bitch the wild, wild west.
100%.
With the whole Joe Rogan situation, I'll very quickly say this. You don't have to speak on this or give your opinion on this, but Joe Rogan has sold out. When he went to Spotify, he sold out. He is no longer independent. You all need to know this. Mm-hmm. He is no longer independent. He sold out to Spotify. They gave him a bunch of money. And here's the thing. he also owned, and I heard this, and it makes complete sense. He owns part of Spotify. They gave him shares. They gave him part of the company.
Oh, that I
guaranteed.
Did not know.
And here, well, there's no confirmation of it, but when you give somebody $100 million,
it ain't straight cash, homie.
It's not straight cash. No. He's ownership in that company. Now they probably have clauses where they can say, okay, you're out. But apparently Joe Rogan himself, there was 71 episodes taken down on a Friday night. There's like a total of 120 or 140 episodes. Now he's got almost 2,000 episodes or whatever, so it's a drop in the bucket, kinda. But he took out a bunch of episodes, and he gave the okay to do it. This is confirmed that he gave the okay to take down certain episodes where he said certain things. A lot of them are in the beginning. Beginning, like episode 1, 5, 7, 20, blah, 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 blah. Right. Early on, there's a bunch of that are like almost in a row. As the episodes went on, it was fewer and far between. But he gave the okay, which highly disappoints me because he's talking about free speech and this and that and the other. And here's the thing. There's a video that came out again, and I say again because it actually came out a long time ago, of him using a certain word that is not good. Okay? It's not a word you say to white people. It's a word you say to the complete opposite of the white people. Now, it wasn't him using that word towards them, at them. It was him saying that word in context to a conversation. Okay? Plus, there was some other things, I guess. Now, here's the problem. Is that, like I said, Joe Rogan is no longer independent. He's sold out completely and utterly. So we cannot count him as one of our own anymore. So as podcasters, as true podcasters now, because he's no longer a true podcaster because he now is being told what to do, what to say, who to have on. He's no longer having on who he wants on. He's now having on people that will have another opinion about the subject, which is fine, but that's not who Joe Rogan is. Joe Rogan had on who he was interested in having on. Yes.
That's and how he never really apologized for much of anything before. He's been doing a lot of that lately, too.
And it's not that he came out with a video, and it wasn't like an apology. It was more of an explanation of, okay, I get it. I need to do better. I need to have people on both sides of whatever we're talking about, which you don't. You don't. If I want to have on Alex Jones, now this episode will be demonetized, by the way, since I said his name.
One, I'm not shooting video, and two, I have yet to get a check. Kicked off of
Spotify. But if I want to have Alex Jones on to talk about red, the color red, and there's a whole group of people that go, no, yellow, I don't have to have those people on. I want to talk about yellow.
Right.
I don't have to. But now, Joe Rogan has to because he said he will.
Right. Yeah.
And the problem with that is he is censoring himself now. He's censoring his show. And Spotify is censoring him, no matter how much they both want to say, oh, we're not doing it. No, you're doing it too. So podcasting is the last wild, wild west to where we can actually get out. And this isn't going to apply to everybody, but we can get out information. Whether it's right, whether it's wrong, that's not up to the podcaster. That's up to the person listening.
Right.
The person listens to Alex Jones talking about how they're turning the frogs gay. Well, okay, he can say that all he wants. It's up to you to either believe him, say, I don't believe that, or do your own research and find out if it's true or not, or just ignore it.
Right.
And podcasting needs to stay free, needs to stay uncensored. We need to be able to do what we want to do because this is the last stand. You go on any social media, they'll kick you off.
Right. I just want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing.
Yep.
And I 100% agree with you. The one thing I want to add to that is the internet in which this thing lives, this show, my little tiny micro show lives, is on the internet. The internet is what fucking starts this shit to begin with. This boycotting, banning, I demand shit. I demand that you remove these. It's that for lack of a better term, that cancel culture that starts this stuff.
Yeah.
Had they had not chirped up, I don't think Rogan would be doing what he's doing.
Well, that's the thing, is that now Rogan is more popular than ever. We're talking about the most popular podcaster on the face of the planet that has now got more shine to people that had no idea who Joe was, what a podcast was. These people that want him canceled are now helping him become more popular. And thankfully, the rest of us, hopefully.
But
now
for the wrong
figure out what
reason.
A podcast is. You know, 100%. Yeah.
That's what I'm
100%.
saying is
they should have shut their mouth. Just let it go.
Do the Bill Burr move and just stand your fucking ground.
Well, yeah, that's what Joe should have done. Joe, here's the deal. Joe got greedy.
Oh, I'm not denying any of that shit. I haven't listened to Rogan in years.
Well, I quit listening to Rogan when he went to Spotify.
Pretty same here.
Because I don't like Spotify. I just don't like the app itself. It just doesn't. I don't like it. You know. And all of a sudden, there was an episode I wanted to listen to because somebody's like, "Yeah, did you listen to that old one about blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No." So I opened the app because I had it at some point. Open it up, go listen to it, and like all of a sudden, there's commercials like halfway through the show. And I'm like, "What the hell is this?" You don't
pay for it.
Well, that and also they moved it from the beginning to the middle because people would just know, they know that Joe Rogan's got 10 minutes before he gets to his show,
right?
Because of the commercials, so they just fast forward. But yeah, I don't know. It's just that the funny thing is that the people that hate what he's doing are only making him more popular because they're opening their mouths about it instead of just scrolling on.
Right.
Just scroll on. By raising your voice about something, it's just like when you go to McDonald's. You don't tell anybody about the good McDonald's experience you had where the ice cream machine actually worked.
Right.
No, you go there, and when you had a burger that when you order no pickles and 15 pickles are on it, you put a picture of it on the internet and you go, "You want $15 an hour? Well, don't give me any pickles next time."
Right.
You're telling people about the bad experience. So then McDonald's gets more shine. Same thing here.
Right. And
now
I'm not
Joe's
going
more popular than ever.
And I'm not going into McDonald's demanding that they remove the chicken nuggets because those things are fucking gross. I demand you remove them. Because if I did that and they did, oh shit, I'm powerful. I'm going to go around and demand all kinds of shit. That's what's happening.
Well, they're not going to get rid of the nuggets anyway, because the moment you come out and talk shit about that, and there's a hint of them removing it, guess what's going to happen? Everybody's going to run to Chick-fil-A and order Chick-fil-a because
it was all in theory though.
Well, I made a giant jump there. Everybody's going to go to McDonald's and start buying chicken McNuggets again, just like when Chick-fil-A was getting lambasted because the owners of the place are they're religious people. Yeah. And they give everybody Sunday off. People talk shit about them. Oh, they don't like, these people. And they don't like those people. And it's like, next thing you know, Chick-fil-A drive-thrus are packed with people supporting them.
Right.
And it's like, this is all you're doing with Joe Rogan. You don't like him. You want him gone. But now he's going to be around longer because you opened your mouth instead of just not listening to him.
And you're sitting there listening to every word he says every time he puts an episode out to find ammunition for your little cause.
Well, and here's the thing is that prove to me what him or his guest said was untrue.
Yeah.
And Joe will say, "Hey, I make mistakes. I say things that are wrong," because we know as podcasters, hey, we talk for 2 hours. We might say something stupid. We might say something wrong. There are many times.
We have 1 hour and 48 minutes of stupid right now.
Right. That long, yeah. So, I mean, there's been many times on my show where I say something, and immediately after that last syllable leaves my mouth, I go, "Oh, I said that so wrong. I hope nobody says anything about that."
Yep. I've been there, man.
damn it.
I've been there, and you've called me out on it before.
Yeah. I mean, I said something about a company once, and luckily nobody's said anything about it. But after I was saying it, I go, I said that so wrong. That was not like, I hope people actually understood what I was trying to say.
Right.
I wasn't like ripping the company. I said the thing wrong. And I was like, let's see what happens. And nobody said anything.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, so, but anyway. Yeah, with that whole thing going on, we need to protect what we have and make sure that if you know, we support each other. At this point, Joe Rogan, he's no longer one of us. He's sold out. He's bowing down to everybody that wants him to bow down too. He's doing it. So he's out.
Yeah,
he's out of the good old. He's out of the club.
I would agree with you on that, man.
Yeah. So the rest of us, we got to stick together. And if somebody's getting attacked, we need to go and defend them as much as we possibly can to keep this thing going. Because, I mean, big tech, you know, Amazon Web Services. If you ever hear the term AWS when it comes to internet, and the web, you know, webs. It's Amazon that runs basically the internet. Everybody runs their shit through Amazon Web Services servers. Me, you, everybody else. Yep. So unless you go Alex Jones and you or whoever build your own Parler, the app Parler, that got booted off. Amazon took them down.
Yep.
And then they went out and they built their own servers, their own web servers, so they could be on the internet. And I think you're going to see more and more and more of that. I think you're going to eventually see companies building on that and building on that and building on that. And it's just dumb because, like, as much if Joe Biden, I'm not a Biden guy, everybody should know that by now. If he makes a podcast, good for him. Let him talk his shit on his podcast. I'm not going to tell you to take it down.
No.
It's up to the people listening whether or not to believe it.
As crazy as Alex Jones is, he should have never been silenced.
Is he that crazy though? Everything he man, he says some crazy shit. But guess what? When it comes true,
about conspiracy theories. You know, it's a 50-50 shot whether it's going to be true or not, and it's subjective.
We're fortune tellers, bro. We're fortune tellers, not conspiracy theorists.
It's subjective. You know, much like opinions on podcasts are subjective. Oh, yeah. I think people have forgotten what that fucking word means.
Well, the problem is if it's any, there's a, you know, it's on both sides, but it's on one side a little harder than the other side. I truly do believe that if you're not exactly spouting what they're saying, then they want to get rid of you. If you don't fully 100% agree with them, they want you gone, and they don't want you just gone. They want your life ruined.
Yeah,
they want you to never. They never want you to work again.
Yeah,
they want you absolutely destroyed, like gone.
Right,
and that's disgusting.
Oh, I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. You know, I I don't know, maybe I was raised different, maybe, in the fact that, like, if you don't like it, don't watch it. Don't listen to it. Move on. I'm going to just say it right now, and I may lose friends or whatever, but I don't go to church because I don't like it. I don't agree with it. But I'm not running around town with a fucking gas can and match.
Right.
Because I don't like it. I don't like rice. I don't like rice. I don't like the texture in my mouth, so I don't put it in there. But I'm not getting rid of it. I'm not trying to wipe it off the face of the earth.
You don't like...
No.
We can't be friends.
There you go. See, I'm canceled. Doug just canceled me. All right, well, that's the end of our show now.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No,
I mean, just...
Trust me, I fully agree. Dude, I fully understand it. And it's... Part of the reason is because participation trophies, dude.
Yeah.
Growing up,
you know what?
It's participation trophies. It's getting everything that you've ever wanted to because mom and dad didn't want to scold you, didn't want to spank you, didn't want to punish you for anything, and you've been given everything your whole life, and you've been, you know, and you've had a nice, easy life in America where the poor people all have 60-inch fucking TVs and iPhones. which I always laugh when they're like, I'm broke. Yeah, but nice shoes.
Right.
Those are Jordans. They cost $250. That's why you ride the bus. Poor financial decisions.
Right.
You dumb shit.
Yeah.
So it's people that have been just coddled and don't actually. The thing is that in America, we'll just say before COVID, before all that, because shit has changed. Go back 5 years ago. We didn't have problems. Real problems. Nobody has to go and carry water buckets a mile to get water. Nobody has to go and kill their own food to eat. Nobody has to do, everybody's fine.
Right.
I mean, yes, there's homeless people and people that are hard up. I get it. But as a majority, if you look at the people that are bitching about Joe Rogan, they've never struggled in their life. They're not poor. They're not eating, because of food stamps. They're fine. It's those people, the ones that have always had it their everything they've ever wanted.
Yeah.
They're spoiled. And those are the ones that are talking shit. Mm-hmm. Because I don't agree with them, but I'm supposed to because they've always gotten their way. They've never had disagreements. They've never had to prove themselves right. They've never had to prove themselves right because everybody's always told them they're right. And that's the problem. Bunch of spoiled brats.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, and also I'm also a other side of the coin kind of guy. I think there's some stuff that's been turned around that's good. By being called out. I'll just, I'll say that.
Oh yeah.
I think there's been
the
some
whole,
good.
Weinstein, that fucking guy.
Yeah,
producer
Cosby
guy.
And
oh yeah.
And that kind of shit. And
if you're a criminal or a jackass, yeah, you should be called out on it for it. But
yeah.
I mean, here's the thing: those people were actually hurting people.
Right.
At this point in the whole COVID thing, stop, folks. Go live your life and just move on.
Yeah,
it's not going anywhere. Learn to live with it. If I want to wear a mask, I'll wear a mask. If I want to get the jab, I'll get the jab. If you want to get it, go ahead. I don't care.
Right.
But you're not going to tell me or anybody else what I have to do.
Right.
Because you're not my mom, you're not my dad, you're not my doctor, and no, go away.
You don't live my life.
Exactly. Just leave me alone. If you want to wear a mask, go ahead, triple mask up. That's cool. Because if you do have it, that means I might not get it, right? Cool.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, 100%, dude.
But we're all so divisive now. It's like, no, you have to do this. No, I don't have to do anything.
Right.
That's the glorious thing. In America, you literally do not have to do anything you want to. Now there might be repercussions. I don't want to pay taxes. I don't technically have to pay taxes.
Right.
I don't have to pay them. No, I don't.
There's
have
no law
to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's laws that I do.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, you don't have to obey the law.
Exactly. You don't have to obey the law. You should.
You should.
You're supposed to.
Disclaimer here, people.
I don't have to stop at a red light. I don't have to. Actually have to. I can keep going through that red light.
Yeah.
I can. Like, my foot can go on the gas pedal, off the brake, onto the gas, and go straight and go through the red light. I can physically do that. Mm-hmm. I don't have to stop at that red light. But it's suggested that I do.
Right.
I mean, it's probably good practice too, but that doesn't mean I have to.
Right.
I
agree with you, man. I think
on the
same
path.
That
red light, if I go through that red light and nothing happens, all right, I got away with it. Cool. If I go through that red light and I T-bone grandma with a little Jimmy and Julie in the back seat and I kill all three, I survive. Guess what happens? I get punished.
Yeah, you're also responsible for the consequences.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Well, with COVID, if you're not wearing a mask and you give it to somebody else and they take it to their grandma and kill their grandma, well, you should be liable. Well, prove that it was me, and it prove that it wasn't grandma that snuck out to bingo.
Right.
And she got it there. Or she got it from you because you had it and you didn't know it.
Right.
even though you've triple vaxxed up and you had a mask on.
Right.
I mean, it's just, come on. both sides. Just shut the hell up and go live your life.
Yeah, I
If
think
you see somebody with a mask on, shut up about it. Let them wear a mask. That shit bothers me too. People on, I guess if you want to say my side, that, oh well, look at that dumbass wearing a mask. Shut up. Let him wear a mask.
Yeah.
How do you know that person? How do you know that person that's wearing a mask right now doesn't? Listen, check this out. How do you know that person wearing a mask right now doesn't just have the common cold and they're being a decent fucking person?
Right.
And they need to go get groceries because they live alone. And they need to go get groceries, and they're wearing a mask so they don't sneeze on things, they don't touch stuff, and they're being nice, and they're staying away from people as much as they can. There's that part of it too. So yeah, I'm on both sides. Wear it if you want, wear it if you don't. I'll be wearing one when I go on a plane. I don't want to. I'll be wearing one when I'm in Disney. Every building I go into, I'm gonna have to put a fucking mask on. I don't want to, but I'm gonna have to.
Right. I'm flying to Tennessee in March. I'm gonna be wearing a mask throughout the entire airport system. It doesn't bother me either. I've been like that. Matter of fact, I had a phone call from a buddy. This is a long time ago. Calls me up. He goes, dude, I just saw people walking with masks on. Like, what are they thinking? Like, I said, hey man, what does it matter? He goes, yeah, but it just looks so dumb. I'm like, you know what? I see dumb looking people every fucking day.
True story.
Every fucking day. Every kid I see with a fucking mullet, I'm just like, what are you doing?
Well,
you look like an idiot.
Shut up. Mullets are badass. Now, here's the thing.
Here's the thing. 1983.
Yes.
Here we go.
Now, here's the thing. If you're by yourself, right? If you're by yourself, take the mask off.
Why? You just said you didn't care.
I'm just saying.
I'm wearing one right now.
You probably are. We all know. Yeah, you probably are. But come on, I think at this point, we can all agree if you're by yourself, wearing a mask is kind of dumb. Because the point of the mask is not to catch coronavirus. If you're by yourself, you're not going to catch it. So, yeah, especially when you're in the car by yourself.
Disclaimer here. I've actually, this was like...
This one's definitely getting taken off of Spotify now. Sorry.
I highly doubt it, dude. I'm like microscopic.
Yeah, they ain't going to care about you.
When we had to wear them like anywhere we go. I remember I was driving from getting groceries or something, and I got about halfway home, and I was like, holy shit, I still have my mask on. I got so used to wearing it that I forgot that I even had it on. And you know what? And I still see occasionally people driving around with their mask on and they're by themselves. Now it's been 40 fucking below zero here frequently. I kind of miss throwing the old mask on. It kind of keeps you warm.
That was the one thing I was like, hey, this actually ain't too bad.
Well, and I said too, I said, hey, apparently we can't wear, here you are, look through, somebody's summer photos of they're holding bass and they got the cool ass fucking UV blocker logoed up thing over their face. I mean, their sunglasses on, they got the sun gloves, everything's protected, but they can't wear a mask to go pay for gas in a holiday gas station. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Same thing in the wintertime. We've got these, these fucking neck things and shit. Throw them on all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I used to use that little argument every once in a while, but I got to the point where I was like, yeah, it looks kind of weird, but I don't give a shit. Who cares? I got to get from A to B and just do my thing. And disclaimer, I still live the goblin lifestyle. I've come to full comfort in going 5 places in town. If I'm really feeling wild, I'll maybe leave town, but I've just adapted. I enjoy it. I'm 3D printing. I'm tying flies. I'm podcasting in here. It's become one. I love it. And then I have no responsibilities outside. It's fantastic. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
Yeah. No, just be nice to people. Ignore them.
Yes, let's close that section out with just be nice to people.
Yeah, be nice
and
to
being
people.
nice to people isn't like running up, like, hi, or this. Just don't say anything.
Right.
That's really being nice to people.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I've seen people with some fucked up haircuts. It's not my place to judge. I don't give a shit. You do you, Claire.
Yeah, speaking of haircuts. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening to the show.
My daughter makes fun of my haircut. So Daddy's got baby hair.
Buddy.
Well, I never put a picture up on Facebook either. which
He's got short hair, people.
Which like I did get some messages. They're like, "Hey, man, you're not on Facebook. I haven't even seen your hair." I'm like, what fucking difference does it make?
Just picture a fat 40-something with a crew cut. There you go.
Wow, right in the heart. Now, take the dagger handle and give her a good little twist. You know what, man? I have cleaned up my eating. I'm hitting the gym at least 3 times a week. I'm doing good, man.
God, look at me. I'm mask shaming people for being in their car alone with a mask on. I'm fat shaming you. I'm just a
close friend.
God, I'm a terrible person. What's next? Walleye guys are horrible.
We just got done saying be nice to people, and then you say, just picture a fat guy in his late 40s.
Not a people. You're not a people. You're a goblin, remember?
Yes, I am a goblin.
Oh.
Hey, you want? I got a new camera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, what time is it, by the way? Is it almost my bedtime? What time is it?
8:48.
Yeah, I gotta go.
We're going to leave it at that. I'll just say I got a new camera. You'll have to tune in another time.
There you go.
Well, thanks for joining me, Doug.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
It's been a while since we talked.
Everybody.
Huh?
So hopefully I didn't offend everybody, but whatever.
Well, if this podcast burned to the ground, then I won't be fucking nice to you.
No, okay.
How's that sound?
I'm just making people cringe. That's one thing you do when you create content. You either make them cringe, laugh, cry, they learn something, or something.
Right. Cancel you. Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Go to bed. See you later, man.
Bye.
Bye.